Friends, good evening to one and all. It is a great privilege and pleasure to welcome you all for this important evening. Today we have one of our esteemed speaker, Mr. Agarwal ji, sir, Yetiraj Agarwal sir, who has joined for and consented to conduct this second series in last 10 days of time. So first, I would like to thank Yetiraj sir for taking out time from your busy schedule and agreeing for this second session. Really, really appreciate. And I would like to once again welcome all the participants. We have about 15 plus participants who already joined. For this particular session, in total, we had about 151 registrations as on this afternoon. I'm sure few people will be joining in and we will get started in the interest of time. And those who have joined before time, we would like to get this started. So, for the benefit of the participants who are not part of MSME Knowledge Forum, we would like to inform you that today's session is hosted by uh, and organized by MSME Knowledge Forum. And for the benefit of those who are not part of MSME Knowledge Forum group, I would like to share that MSME Knowledge Forum have a core team of 6 professionals with more than 250 plus man years of experience have started this particular initiative of setting up this knowledge forum about 8 months back. And we are fortunate to have 200 plus MSME owners as part of our forum. If you would like to know more about our forum, I'll be sharing the blog details in the chat window shortly. This is the 19th knowledge series we are organizing in the last 8 months. And today's expert talk is focused on how to increase your revenue, that is the sales. And very importantly, there is one more subject which will be delivered will be not only just increasing revenue, how to multiply your profit. So this is something which is a very, very interesting and unique session which will be delivered by Mr. Yetiraj Agarwal. He is coming with more than 43 years of domain experience. Let me now give a brief introduction about Mr. Yetiraj Agarwal. He is an international sales trainer and a business coach since last 27 plus years. Yetiraj sir has empowered more than 260,000 business owners, MSMEs, startups, professionals, and salespeople in India and all over the world. And I would like to repeat the number of training and the number of people he has empowered by through this his sales and selling skill training is 260,000 plus. He is one of the most valued faculty invited by National Institute of MSME for a couple of programs. Yetiraj Agarwal sir is known as India's first sales and profit engineer, and his mission is making business profitable. Now, one thing you would have noticed, which is very, very unique, because normally a salesperson will talk about how to increase the sales. So we are fortunate to have one of the unique speaker, Mr. Agarwal sir, this evening. He will be not only talking about how to increase revenue, how to make, and on top he will be focusing on his entire training in terms of how to run or make business profitable. So with that note, I will hand over this forum and stage to Yetiraj sir. Good evening. Once again, welcome you to this program and hand it over to you, sir. Yetiraj sir, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Shankarji. And first of all, I want to thank you and the entire core team for giving me an opportunity. And that also within 10 days asking me to do one more program. And that makes my heart to sing that, yes, people have got value. Otherwise, I would not have been invited again. So I'm so happy. And I can see here Kanak Garg saying good morning, Deep Chand. Oh, Deep Chandji. Okay. I remember Deep Chandji called me yesterday, founder of Deep FinTech. Okay. So, good evening, everybody. I'm going to stop sharing for just 1 minute so that I can see all of you. Okay. Those of you who can put your video on, I would love to have your video on for just a couple of minutes so that I can take a screenshot and I can have the pleasure of having you, on record. So if possible, just put on your video just for a minute or two, and then you have a choice to keep your video on, to keep your video off. So I'll count up to 5 before I take a screenshot. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Just smile. One more time. Smile, smile. Okay. So, I've got you recorded. Okay. We have got 5, 4, almost about 16, 19 people. All right. So who is excited to increase your revenue and multiply your profit? How many of you are excited? If you're excited, just write E. E for E. No, I will not be able to see you because once I start sharing the screen, I will not be able to see you. So you'll have to just, I love to interact. Okay, suddenly the power has gone here. Okay, you may not be able to see me because there is no power, but I hope you can hear me. Can you hear me? Can you see the screen and can you hear me? Shankarji? Shankarji?
Yatraj sir is in which place from Rajasthan?
Yeah, so he was traveling. He's in one of the remote town or village.
He's based at. He's based
out of Rajasthan only.
Jaipur.
I don't know.
Jaipur. Jaipur.
Jaipur.
Okay.
Who is asking, by the way?
Harish.
Harish ji. Okay, you're also from Rajasthan, Harish ji?
No, I am from Noida.
Oh, you're from Noida. So you're my neighbor. Okay, so can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so you may not be able to see me because there is no power here. And I hope the power will come off soon because this will last for about 20 minutes. I'm on UPS because there is no, no inverter also. So, okay, since morning, we don't have power. Morning, I'll think about 9 o'clock, it went off and it came for a couple of minutes and then again it has gone. All right. So once again, welcome everybody. And as Shankarji said, I'm really, really excited to have the opportunity to share my knowledge and my experience with you. And I believe that businesses, whether it is MSME or any other business, but businesses affect the economy most. How many of you agree? If you agree, just say A. A for agree. Okay. So businesses have more impact on the GDP of India than anything else. True or false? If you say true, just put in the chat box, true. Okay, I love to interact. Okay, I'm not a speaker, I'm a trainer. There's a lot of difference between a speaker and a trainer. I cannot, if you ask me to speak, I cannot continuously speak for more than 2, 3, 4 minutes. But training I can do for 4 days, 5 days because it is interactive. Okay, however, because of a lot of background noises, we will keep you muted most of the time. Whenever you want to unmute yourself, you can just request Shankarji and he'll be able to unmute you. Am I clear? If I'm clear, just say C. C for clear. Yeah, clear? Okay. I can see Jayalakshmi ji saying clear. Harish ji saying clear. Okay. Fantastic. Fantastic. Shankarji, you will have to keep people muted most of the time until they want to talk something. Okay, I'm going to mute everybody and you will have an opportunity to unmute people. Until that time, nobody can unmute themselves. But anybody wants to say something, you are most welcome by asking Shankarji to unmute you. Okay, all right. So as you know, our agenda today is 2 things. Number 1, increase your revenue, and number 2 is multiply your profit. So if you had to choose between the two, what will be your number 1 priority? If it is increase your revenue, just write I, and if it is to multiply your profit, write M. I mean, obviously we all want to do both. There is no doubt about it. But in case you were forced to choose one out of the two, which one it will be? Yeah, of course this is both, but you cannot type both. You have to type only one, either I or M. I for increase your revenue, M for multiply your profit. Okay, multiply your profit, increase revenue, M, I. Okay. I mean, I really want to congratulate the people who have written M, because yes, we want to increase your revenue, but the purpose of increasing your revenue is to multiply your profit. Now, I know lots of businesses, they have great revenue, but their bottom line, see, you know, revenue, we call it top line, and profit, we call it bottom line. Now, there is no point in increasing your top line if your bottom line is running in losses. How many of you agree? If you agree, just say A for agree. Okay, so what I mean to say here is you have to increase your revenue in such a way that it also improves your profit. There is, see, if you had two choices, you had, you know, 500 crore turnover, and 5 crore profit, or 200 crore turnover and 20 crore profit. I'll repeat, 500 crore turnover and 5 crore profit, 200 crore turnover and 20 crore profit. Which of the two is better? 500 or 200, or 5 crore or 20 crore? 200 crore, absolutely. You know, we would like to have 220 crore profit rather than 5 crore profit. Okay, now one of the reasons, there are two reasons why most of the businesses are running in losses. I don't know how many of you had a chance to go through my audio, but in my audio, I had mentioned that research shows that only 10% of the businesses are running in profit. Just give me a second. Give me 1 second. Just give me 1 second.
Participant, kindly bear with us. Our speaker, Yatraj sir, is traveling, but still he has agreed to and consented to conduct this session. But unfortunately, he is facing some problem because he is in one of the remote area in Rajasthan. So kindly bear with us. He will be back anytime soon.
Just a second, guys. My apologies. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir. Please go
Okay,
ahead.
I'm sorry. My one of the tube light is not working. So I was just trying to see what is the problem I could not handle. Okay, so where were we? Dr. Shripati, that's okay.
Sir, you are talking about the profitability trend.
Yes, yes.
The
So,
survey result.
right. Okay, how many of you know that Amazon was running in losses for 17 years? How many of you are aware of that? If you're aware, just say I or me. Right. Okay. So now luckily they had some people who had invested and they had long pockets, but most of the business owners that is not possible. So we have to start making profit. Our focus should be, see, whenever I ask many business owners, what is your goal for the next year? Most of them, I would say almost about 90% of them, they only talk about the turnover. Now, is the turnover important? Yes. But what is more important is profit, which is not what most business owners realize. And my job is to make you understand that revenue is important, but the profit is more important. Okay, all in the meanwhile, if you have any questions. Yes, absolutely right, Sripatiji. Okay, so let's, my God. Okay, let's continue. Okay, this is my favorite slide. Your success is your goal and your success is our goal. Because unless you are successful, okay, you will not be my client. And unless we have profit, we will not be able to serve you. So success is your goal, but until it is your goal, I cannot help you. Okay. And today's agenda, as we know, is increase your revenue and multiply your profit. And before I start, let me know one thing. What are your expectations from today's session? Just type it in 1 or maximum 2 sentences. What are your expectations from today's session? Quickly, let's see. Who is the first to answer? I'll give you 5 seconds or 10 seconds. Okay, shortcut to profit. Very good. Multiply my profit. Fantastic. How to multiply? Okay. Would like to grow 10 times in 2 years. Fantastic, fantastic. Increase profit and sales, both. Okay, very good. Fantastic, fantastic. So I think I will be able to do both of them. May not be completely because obviously, 1 hour time is too little to go deep into it, but I'll give you some basics. And then if you're interested, we will also give you an opportunity to work more with us. How do you know invisible cost? I don't know the invisible cost. You should know the invisible cost. I can show you how to calculate the invisible cost. Okay, we'll talk about that, but may not be today. Okay, so let's start with today's agenda. We are going to cover mainly 3 things: difference in sales and marketing, sales strategies for MSMEs, and improve the customer conversions. Okay, so let's start with difference in sales and marketing. How many of you know the difference in sales and marketing? Are they same? Are they different? Okay, Priyadarshi. Okay, you can type Priyadarshi, whatever it is, because it may not be possible right now. They are different. What is the difference? What is the difference? Who knows what is the difference? Priyadarshi, you can type your question. Marketing is research based. Okay. Marketing is part of sales, right? Absolutely right. Sales, of course, sales is selling, right? Marketing, we have to go to, no, sales, we have to go to the customer. Marketing is promotion. Okay. But unfortunately, I have seen most of the business owners, they don't understand the difference between sales and marketing. Okay. And, today with the age of digital marketing, most of the digital marketers, they confuse the business owners, making them ask, okay, just 1 second. Okay. Did Priyadarshi ask some question? Dr. Sripati? Was there a question by Priyadarshi? Yes or no? Okay. So in this age of digital marketing, many digital marketers, they say, sir, you do advertisement on Facebook and your sales will increase. No, it will not increase. Okay. First, most important thing you have to understand is marketing is getting prospects and sales is getting customers. Now, between marketing and, okay, you are a he, fantastic, Priyadarshi. So, between sales and marketing, which do you think is more important? If you had to choose between the two, which is more important? Marketing, okay. Marketing. Okay. Marketing, which is more important? Okay. 3 people say marketing, 2 people say sales, 3 people say sales. Okay. Remember one thing, guys, marketing is, okay, before I say that, let me quickly ask you a question. How many of you have seen a balance sheet? If you have seen a balance sheet, write B. No, sorry. Not balance sheet, a profit and loss statement. If you have seen a profit and loss statement, just say PL. PL for profit and loss. Okay. Now in the profit and loss statement, if you see, there are 2 sides. On the left-hand side, you have expenses. On the right-hand side, you have income. Okay. Now, under the expense side, there are lots of things like the rent and the material and the cost and the salaries and everything goes on the left-hand side. What goes on the right-hand side? Normally, you will see there is only one entry on the right-hand side. What is that entry? What is the entry on the right-hand side? No, net profit will be the income minus expense. So what is on the right-hand side? Sales. Absolutely. Yeah, income. But under income, there is only one entry. and that entry is sales. Sales is the only entry, or revenue from sales is the only entry which goes on the right hand side. That is the only thing which brings in money. Everything else is an expense. They are important. I'm not saying the expenses are not important. Okay, what is TP? What is TR, Priyadarshi? Okay, so yeah, so the sales is the ultimate aim of the company, because unless there is sales, you cannot make a profit, because income minus expense is equal to profit. Prioritizing sales is the most important. Absolutely right, Tusharji. Absolutely 100% you're right. That unless the sales are there, we cannot make a profit. But again, the sales has to be at a higher price than our cost. See, when we were children, okay, I don't know about you, but when I was in school, I was told sales price minus cost price is equal to profit. How many of you have heard that before? Sales price minus cost price is equal to profit. But is that true today? Is that true today? No, it is not true, because that time we hardly had expenses. You know, most of the people, they had their own shops. They hardly had any staff. They had no, almost no advertisement. So it used to work. But today you have so many expenses, and many times the expenses are more than the cost of the product. How many of you agree? How many of you agree that many times the expenses are more than the profit? So your actual cost is not just the cost, but cost plus expenses is equal to the cost. And unless you are selling at a price which is higher than the cost, you will always be making losses. And that is the biggest challenge many people are facing. And the reason is they are scared. They are thinking that if I increase the price, people may not buy. How many of you have that fear that if your price is high, people will not buy? If you have that fear, just write F for fear. Okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do not have fear. Fantastic, Priyadarshi. Congratulations. Okay. But most of us, we have that fear. Okay. Now, the reason we have no fear, fantastic. So the reason that fear is there is because most of us, we don't know how to sell. We don't know how to sell. In fact, I have one video in my difference between an order taker and an order maker. You can go to my YouTube channel and you can search for difference between an order taker and order maker. Now, quickly, let me share with you. In US, the research shows that in US, most MSMEs are weak. Absolutely right, Sripati ji. Not only most MSMEs, most businesses are weak in selling. Most sales people are weak in selling. Okay, it's only the corporate. Priyadarshi is the SARC sales head of. Okay, all right. Fantastic, fantastic, awesome. Glad to know that. Okay, so where was I? So you see, the research shows that in US, more than 30 to 40% of the business owners and salespeople are trained. What do you think will be the percentage in India? Anybody? Quick guess. What will be the percentage in India? 2, okay. 2%, 30. 2 to 3, 5, 2. Yeah, I mean, those are more closer, not 5, not 50, not 30. Okay, the actual numbers are less than 1 to 2% are really trained, and less than 5 to 7% have ever attended one sales program. They are not trained. They have attended at least one sales program. They know the spelling of sales. But most of the people don't even know the spelling of sales. Okay, so no wonder that US is, they sell a lot more than what we ever can. Okay, imagine US is the most developed nation in terms of GDP. Okay, whereas we are nowhere, clear to, we are nowhere near to them because they know how to sell. Okay, because remember, sales is the backbone of the economy. Okay, the businesses are the backbone, I say, but for businesses, sales are the backbone of the economy. Okay, so let me quickly go through what is the difference between sales and marketing, and let's see whether you will agree. Okay, I mean, we don't have time to go into what is marketing because we lost some time in between. Okay, but why marketing? Let me quickly ask you this question: why marketing? Who would like to give me an answer? If you can type, that will be great. Branding. Okay, branding is a part of marketing. Absolutely right, Tushar. Long term. Okay, yes, it is long term. Very right. Promoting. Okay. Creating demand. Very good. Yes. Awareness. Visibility. Perfect. 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 So let's go into what is the difference between sales and marketing. Okay. And I think most of you will find it easier to understand, to make aware of what you have to offer. Fantastic. Awareness of client. Right. Okay. Not find customers. Okay. Find prospective customer. Marketing will help you to find prospective customer. Only sales can help you to find customers. Okay. High benefit, low benefit is something we have to debate. I'm not going to go into that right now. But strategy, marketing is pull and sales is push. How many of you agree? If you agree, just say A. Okay. Concept wise, if you see marketing is a wider concept, sales is a narrower concept. True or false? Just say T or F. Okay, for each one, I'll say something so that you can type that, so that later on I can check, whether it is true or false. Okay. All right. Number 3, priority. Marketing is how to reach to the customer and build long lasting relationship. Whereas sales is selling is the ultimate aim of marketing. Because without sales, the marketing is useless. How many of you agree? If you say agree, say, I mean, if you agree, say yes. Why or no? Why or N? Yes or no? Okay. All right. Let's go on to the identity. The identity wise, if you say marketing targets the construction of a brand identity so that it becomes easily associated with need fulfillment. Okay. For example, all the advertisements which are happening is for that purpose. Sales is the strategy and needs and opportunities, individual method driven by human interaction. It is simply the ability to meet a need at the right time. At the right time. Because if you don't go and meet the customer at the right time, you will not make a sale. Okay, if you agree, say A. If you don't agree, say DA. A or DA. Okay, let's move on. Approach wise, marketing determines the future needs and has a strategy in place to meet those needs for the long-term relationship. Okay, right time is when they need the product. Okay, sales, on the other hand, is makes the products the company currently offers match the customer's demand. Am I making sense? If I'm making sense, say MS. If I'm not making, say no sense, NS. MS or NS? MS. Fantastic. Fantastic. Let's go to the next step. Focus. Focus wise, fulfill customers' wants and needs through a product and service the company can offer. That means they research what the customer may want, and they will try to create that. But what is sales? On the other hand, fulfills the sales volume and just give me a second. Yeah, okay. Sales volumes and revenue objectives. True or false? True or false? Just say T or F. True? Okay, great. Let's move on. Horizon, longer term, short term. Okay. Sales is money now. Marketing is money in future, but the money in future will be useful only after you have money now. Okay. Now, how many of you agree that when it comes to business or even in personal life, money is important both in short term and long term? How many of you agree with that? Priyadarshi, whatever question you have, please type it in the chat box. Okay. And then based on your question, Shankarji can unmute you. Okay. So how many of you agree that both long term and short term are important? But between the two, again, if you had to choose only one, what will it be? What will it be? Long term or short term? Jayalakshmi, is that L or I? Okay, if it is L, okay, long term. No, again, yes, long term is important, but if you don't survive in the short term, there is no long term. I'm feeling hungry. Okay, you are telling me after a week, I'll give you a feast, but no food for next 5 days or next 7 days. Will I survive for the next 7 days? I'm not too sure. Okay, long term is the vision. Beautifully, very well said, Tushar. Very, very well said. But I need the money now. Okay. Short term is mission. Okay. All right. So sales is money now, you know, because unless I pay salaries to my staff, unless I buy, raw material, I cannot survive for the long term. So yes, marketing is important, but sales is more important. And this is what most of the MSMEs and small business owners don't understand. Corporate, they understand. Okay. And the last one, objective. Marketing has 3 objectives: identify the customer's needs, which is research, creating products to meet those needs, and number 3, promotions to advertise these products. But sales, if you see, once the product has been created for a customer's need, persuade the customer to purchase the products to fulfill their needs. How many of you agree with this last point? If you agree, just say A. Okay, agree, yes, whatever. Okay, so Prashad says yes. Tusharji says agree. Shivramji says agree. Priyadarshi says agreed. Fantastic, fantastic, awesome. All right. What do you see in this picture? Assuming he is a business owner or a MSME owner, what do you see? Is he stressed? And why do you think a business owner or MSME owner is? Yeah, no sales or low sales. Either it is no sales or it is low sales. Both of them not making profit. Absolutely right. Stressed, no sales. Fantastic. Absolutely. So let me ask you, what is the secret of sales success? In other words, what decides the success and failure of any company? What will come in that bracket, in that blank? You can put only one word. Only one word. Dash decides success and failure of any company. Okay, cash flow, sales. No, integrity is important, but that doesn't decide. Revenue, stream, visibility, okay, profit, okay. All right, if you ask my answer, simple: sales. Profit comes out of sales. Of course, profit decides, but there is no profit until there is sales. Because profit is not in our hands. Net profit, yes, absolutely. But net profit is not in our hands. Compared to that, sales is more in our hands. If we can increase the sales, the profit may increase. In fact, one of my favorite quotes is, if you can double your sales, you will triple your profit. If you double your sales, you will triple your profit. Okay. And many people understand, some people don't. I don't have time to go into that right now, but when time permits, I will go. Okay. Right. So secrets of sales. Now, before I go into secrets of sales, let me ask you, what is selling? Who can give me an answer? According to you, what is selling? Banaya dhanda. Okay. What is selling according to you? I'll give you 5 to 7 seconds. You can write 1 sentence, you can write 2 sentences, you can write 1 word, whatever. What is selling? Okay. Selling our product at a profit. Okay. But what is selling? Sell yourself. Okay. But what is selling? Repeat client means sales. Okay. But what is selling? Sell. Yeah, okay. Selling is a science where you offer your, very good. Okay. Cash in hand is the objective of selling. Okay. Fulfilling a need. Very good. I like that, Lokesh ji. Is it Lokesh? Arya? Okay. I know you. I think I know you. Yeah, right, Lokesh? Revenue. Okay. No, revenue is what you get out of selling. What is selling? Getting the order from customer. Okay. That's good. Customer expected. Okay. Let me give you 3 definitions and then you tell me which you like. Sell your product and earn instant money. Okay. All right. Okay. My 3 answers. Number 1, selling is identifying, activating, and satisfying customers' need. How many of you agree with that? Identifying, activating, and satisfying customers' needs. So that means there are 3 parts. First of all, you have to identify the customer's need. Number 2, sometimes the customer may not be aware of the need. So you have to activate that need. You have to make the customer aware of the need, which is what I call activating. And finally, satisfying a customer's need. Okay. If you like it, say L. If you love it, say LL. If you like it, say L. If you love it, say LL. Let me see. What is your response? Okay, Tushar says love, like, love, love. Good. Love. Okay, all right. I hope you will like the second definition even more, but it's a little bit deeper, and that is selling is a transference of feeling. Selling is a transference of feeling. That means whatever you are thinking about your product or your service is what you will be transferring to your customers, whether you like it or you don't like it, but you will always transfer a feeling. I don't know how many of you will agree with me right now that there is an invisible connection between my mind and your mind. Whatever I am thinking is also getting communicated, not just what I am saying. How many of you agree? Okay, I already got 2 agrees even before I asked. All right. Yeah, connected minds. So many times people ask, sir, I'm not able to convince my customer. Let me ask you one question very quickly. Who is the most difficult person to be convinced in the world about your product or your service? Most difficult person to be convinced. Yes? Yourself, okay. Oneself, okay. Myself, okay. Ourselves, fantastic. Absolutely. I mean, I want to give you a quick round of applause because this is the first time that 4 people have given the right answer immediately. Most of the time people say, oh, the customer to this, that, but you are the most difficult person to be convinced about your product. Unless you are convinced, because many times you are convinced about your quality, but you're not convinced about the price. Sometimes you're convinced about the price, you're not convinced about the quality. Sometimes you're convinced about the price and quality, but you're not convinced about your customer service. So unless you are convinced, it's going to be almost impossible to convince others. Okay, what I say is, even if you're convinced, it is difficult to convince others. But if you are not convinced, it is almost impossible. How many of you agree? How many of you agree with that? Yes, if you're not convinced, you can't sell. It's absolutely right, Dr. Sripati. Okay, thank you, Tushar. Thank you, Shivramji. Thank you, Dr. Sripati. Thank you, Kanak. Thank you, Priyadarshi. Fantastic. Let's move on to the third. My most favorite definition about selling. And that is selling is solving people's problems. Selling is solving people's problems. But that is not complete. That is not complete. At a profit. Selling is solving people's problems at a profit. Because if you are selling, first of all, if you are not solving people's problems, you are not selling. You are only conning. You are only cheating. You are only taking people for a ride. How many of you agree? Okay, don't say agree because there are too many agrees. Say yes or no. Okay, selling, I mean, if you're not solving people's problem, you're not selling, you're only cheating or conning people. And that will never last. You may be able to make some sales in the short term, but it'll be working against you in the long term. At the same time, if you are solving people's problem and if you are not making a profit, you are not in business. You are not in business. You are in social service. Is there anything wrong with social service? No, there's nothing wrong with social service, but you are not in business. How many of you agree? Say true or false. Agreed? Okay. A is also okay. True, 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 true. So you have to have both the things and it should be in the same order. It should be in the same order. Solving people's problems should come first. Profit should come second, but both have to happen. And then and only then it is called business. How many of you are excited to hear this? People is equal to customer. Yeah, you can say that. Yes. People are customers. Yes. Okay. Right now, here when I'm talking about people, I'm talking about customers. Okay. Because I don't call them customers because until they pay you money, they are not customers. True or false? A customer is not a customer until he or she pays you money. Until then they are prospects. They are prospects. They are not customers. Okay. They become customers only once you get the money. Okay. Any questions so far? Out of the 3, which one you like the best? 1, 2, or 3? 1, 2, or 3, right? Give me any one number. Okay. 3. Fantastic. All 3. Fantastic. Absolutely great, Dr. Sripati. Kanakji says all. Okay. Jayalakshmi says 3. Fantastic. All right. I also like all 3, of course, but I also like 3 the most. Fantastic. Let's move on. Are we ready to have some fun? Who is ready to have some fun? Quickly. If you're ready, just say F. F for fun. F. Yeah. Yes is also okay, but F for fun. Okay. Yes. Fantastic. Okay. I need 2 volunteers. I need 2 people who are meeting me or seeing me for the first time. Okay. Tusharji. Tushar, I think we have already spoken, right, Tushar? Kanak Garg. Kanak, have we met before? Kanak, have we met before? Prashad Rao, have we met before? Okay, I think Priyadarshi is the first time. Deepchand, sorry. Deepchand, okay, I think Deepchand we have already spoken. Prashad Rao says no and Priyadarshi says no. Okay, so let's take Prashad Rao and Priyadarshi. Okay, Prashad Rao, do you know playing cards? Prashad Rao, okay. So Priyadarshi, I'm going to do one thing. I'm going to send you a private message. Okay, just give me a second. I have to find you somewhere. Just a sec. Priyadarshi, okay. Priyadarshi Ranjan. Priyadarshi Ranjan, I'm going to send you a private message. Please don't show it to anybody until I tell you. Right now, after you get the message, just go to everybody and say, got it. Don't show them what I have sent you. Just say, got it. Can you go to everybody and say, got it? Priyadarshi? Priyadarshi, can you go to everybody and say, got it? Not got? Are you sure? I have already sent. I have sent you a private message. Yes? I mean, what? Yes, got it or no? Got it. Fantastic. Okay. Prashad Rao. Shankarji, can you unmute Mr. Prashad Rao? Prashad Rao ji, are you unmuted? If you're unmuted, just say hello or hi or something. Prashad Rao? Yeah, I think you're unmuted.
Hello. Yeah.
Okay. So can you introduce yourself, Prashad Rao, in just 2 sentences?
I am Mr. Prasad Rao, manufacturing paints at Ambernath, Bombay.
Okay. You're from Mumbai and you're manufacturing paints. Fantastic. So Prashad Rao, okay. Now for the next couple of minutes, I and Prashad Rao will be only interacting. Everybody else, please don't type anything. Don't speak anything. Okay. So Mr. Prashad Rao, how many cards in a pack?
52.
52. Absolutely right. Fantastic. Congratulations. Let's give Prashad Rao a big round of applause.
Thanks.
Absolutely right answer. Okay. Many people say 53, 54, 55, but that's all with Joker. So 52 is the right answer. Now in 52 cards, Prashad, there are 2 colors, red and black, correct?
Yes, sir.
Choose one color, red or black.
Yeah, I chosen. Should I say?
Tell me. Yeah.
Red.
Red. Fantastic. So what is left?
Black.
Black. In black, there are 2 suits.
Yeah.
Flower and spades.
Flower and spades.
Okay. Choose one. And tell me.
Yeah, flower.
Fantastic.
Flower.
So what's left again?
Spade.
Spades. Okay. In spades, there are 13 cards.
Yes, sir.
6 cards are above 7 and 6 cards are below 7. I'm taking ace as below
sir.
7. So 6 above 7, 6 below 7, right? So tell
Yes,
me
sir.
above or below. Choose one, above or below.
Above.
Above. Okay. Above, there are 6 cards.
Yeah.
3 with pictures, 3 without pictures, correct?
Yes, sir.
So choose one, with or without.
With.
With pictures. Okay. So with pictures, there are 3 cards, right? Jack, king, and king.
Yes, sir.
Jack, queen, and king, right?
Yes, sir.
Choose one, Jack, king, or queen.
Jack.
Jack. Fantastic. Awesome. So what is left now?
Queen and kings.
King and queen. Queen and king. Okay. Choose one.
Yeah.
Tell me, queen or
King.
king? King. King or
King.
spades? Are you a magician?
King of spades.
Okay. Are you a
No.
magician, Mr. Prashad Rao?
No.
Priyadarshi ji, can you please share what I had predicted, what I had said. You have chosen absolutely, just see what Priyadarshi has written.
Oh my God. Oh my
You
God.
are a magician, Mr.
How-
Prasad Rao. I really, really want to applaud you. Okay,
How
now
is this
for the
possible?
next 2 minutes, don't listen to what I'm saying. Okay, of course you can listen. I'm just joking.
Okay.
Okay, now this is a question to everybody, and that is, did he choose King of Spades or did I make him to choose King of Spades? Did he choose King of Spades or did I make him to choose King of Spades? Priyadarshi says you made, you. Absolutely right. And by the way, this is what is called selling.
Fantastic, sir.
Selling is making people to say what you want them to say, but make them feel that they said it. I'll repeat.
Sir. Fantastic.
Making people to say what you want them to say and make them feel that they said it. Mr. Prasad Rao feels that he said it. So he's happy, he's excited. I'm happy, I'm excited.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
How many of you would like to learn this? How many of you would love to learn this? By the way, Lalita
Everybody
Sriram, just one second. Lalita Sairam, whatever is your question, can you please type it in the chat box? Please type it in the chat box. Yeah, win-win situation. Absolutely right, Tusharji. Okay, only thing is to teach him cards. Yeah, no. Okay, that is one way of doing that, Priyadarshiji. Another way is look for people who know cards. That is why before I chose him, I asked him, did you know cards? I mean, in sales language, we call it qualified prospects. Most of the salespeople, they are talking to unqualified prospects. Now, if you are talking to somebody who does not know playing cards, there is no way I can play this game. How many of you agree?
Yeah,
How many of you agree? Yeah, volunteering, but again in volunteering, I qualified the prospect. Yeah, issue is finding qualified prospect. I have is the science of sales. Absolutely right, Priyadarshiji. I salute you. Fantastic, absolutely right. And I teach people. Okay, we are going away from this thing for just 1 second. Let me know how many of you know what is a qualified prospect. Except, okay, even Priyadarshiji can answer. Okay, what is a qualified prospect? Anybody knows? Anybody knows what is a qualified prospect? If yes, just type. Just type, what is a qualified prospect? My experience of last 27 years in training, I have seen less than 1 or 2 people, 1 or 2% people who knows. Yeah, but who is ready to buy? How will you know? How will you know? I mean, that is, that is almost like a customer. What is a qualified prospect? What is a qualified prospect? Sankarji, I need your help. Please type MAN. Can you please type for me MAN? Okay, so MAN, N for Nagpur. Okay, so MAN, yeah. So a man, whenever you are talking, you should find a man. What is a man? Money, authority, need. Money, authority, need. A qualified prospect means they should have 3 things. If they don't have the money, they are not qualified prospect. If they don't have the authority to buy, they are not qualified prospect. If they don't have the need, they are not a qualified prospect. How many of you agree? Money, authority, need. Perfectly right, Tusharji. How many of you agree with that? Money, authority, need. Okay, now how do you find money, authority, need is what we teach in our training program. I wish we had enough time, I could cover that today, but that is not possible. Okay, so I will show you how do you find a qualified prospect. And sometime I say money, authority, need, and I also add urgency. So I say MAUN, Maun. In Hindi, Maun means silence. Okay, money, authority, urgency, and need. Who would love to learn a qualified prospect? Because this 1 point can at least save 30 to 50% of your time. Instead of wasting your time with everybody, if you can quickly find whether he or she is a qualified prospect, it'll save you half the time. True or false? Okay, all right. Let's move on, guys. Okay, what do you see in this picture? What do you see in this picture? Cycling. Okay. Is cycling a talent or a skill? Yeah. Qualified prospects means faster sales. Absolutely right, Shripati ji. Yeah. So cycling is a talent or a skill? Skill. Two people have answered skill. How about others? How about others? Skill. Fantastic. Fantastic. How about swimming? Talent or skill? Just right. If it is talent, say ST. If it's skill, say SS. Okay. Skill. Skills. Fantastic. Absolutely right. How about driving? Driving is a talent or skill. Now, until 1993, I used to think it's a talent because I didn't know how to drive. Okay. After I learned driving, now I know it's a skill. Okay. How about running? Talent or skill? Skill. How about cooking? Those of you don't know cooking, probably you think cooking is a talent. Those of you know cooking, probably you think cooking is a skill, because actually it is a skill. Anybody can learn. Now I come to my most important question. Is selling talent or skill? Selling is a talent or skill? Whatever is your answer, say S and then, okay, skill, right. Shankarji says skills. How many of you agree with Shankarji? Skill, talent and skill. Okay, skill. Talent combined with skill. Okay, all right. All right. So the point I'm trying to make is selling is also a skill. But if you become very good at selling, then people will say talent. Okay. If you become an Olympic runner, people will say you are a talented. But actually, running is a skill. Anybody can practice and practice and practice and become an Olympic champion. It is possible. Okay. Same thing is selling. All right. Okay. So here is my favorite quote. Let's see how many of you agree, how many of you disagree. An average product with great selling skills will always beat a great product with average selling skills. How many of you agree? How many of you agree? Agreed, agreed. Okay, 2 agreed, agreed. Now, most of the people, when they hear it for the first time, they don't agree. At least 60, 70%. Okay, at least we got one person who says not agreed. Thank you. Thank you very much, Priyadarshi ji. Okay. All right, Tarunji agrees. Fantastic. So it's very difficult to agree. But actually, if you really think, this is the main reason why most of the startups fail. Because startups, they focus on a great product and they are able to come out with a great product, but because they don't have selling skills, they are not able to sell. And when they are not able to sell, they get frustrated because they have a great product. Now, even if I have a great product, if I can't convince you that my product is great, will you buy? Will you buy? Thank you, Gargji. Deep Garg, yeah. Okay, Tusharji says no. Shankarji says no. Who will buy? Assume I have a great product, but I am not able to convince you. Can you buy? Will you buy? The answer is no. Answer is no. And that is what happens for many business owners and many MSMEs. They have some great products, but they are not able to sell because they don't have selling skills. However, here is my second part. Great product with great selling skills is unbeatable. How many of you agree with this? How many of you agree with this? That a great product with great selling skills will be unbeatable. Agreed? Sure. Fantastic. Agreed. All right. So here is my question. Okay. No, question is not here. Okay. So how many of you have a great product? Unless you don't show, customers won't know. Very good. Very, very good, Tusharji. But even if you show, but if you can't convince, if you can't influence, still it is very difficult. Okay. So Priyadarshi has a great product. Okay. Most of you probably have a good product or great product. But if see, right now I'm working with a company, I can't tell you the name of the company, but this company is in 91 countries. And all over the world, they are in the top 2 all over the world. But in India, they are not even in top 5. Now they have a great product. Otherwise they can't be, in the top 2 all over the world. Okay. But why they are not in the top 2 or top 5 is because they don't have selling skills. All products are great or can be made to look great through sales. Right. I mean, to a large extent, I agree with you, Dr. Sripati. I won't agree with you 100%, but I agree with you almost like 70 to 80%. Okay, which one are you talking about, Tusharji? I didn't understand. I can't tell you the product. I can't tell you the company. Okay, because obviously, I mean, I hope you understand why, but that is the situation. Okay, so I offer, okay, to help you to learn great selling skills. Who is ready? Who wants to learn great selling skills? Okay, me. Fine. Are you sure? Because I have a caution. It won't be easy, but it is guaranteed. It is guaranteed. Are you ready? Now, before, what I want to do is I want to give you the 7 steps of selling right now, because that's the only time I have. And then if you're interested, maybe we'll talk about how you can learn. So here are the 7 steps of selling. I call them paid accounts. Now, I designed these paid accounts way back in 1993. And since 1993, we have trained lakhs and lakhs and lakhs of people and companies, and we have done it in all kinds of areas like B2B, B2C, high value product, low value product, medium value product. Okay, B2B2C, all kinds of permutation combination. We have used it for industrial selling, office product selling, real estate selling, network marketing, insurance selling, photocopiers, etc., etc. In fact, one of my mentee is using it for selling helicopters. Selling helicopters. But so these are the 7 steps. So quickly, who can guess what is P? What is P? These are the 7 steps, and they go step by step. This is like VIBGYOR. How many of you have heard about VIBGYOR? 7 colors of the rainbow. 7 colors of the rainbow. Okay. Violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. So because of VIBGYOR, it's easier to remember. Otherwise, it's very difficult. So same way, it's paid accounts. So somebody says, Tushar says profit. Prasadji says prospects. What else? What else? Okay. The real answer is pre-sale. Pre-sale because it comes even before you make a sale. And 90 to 95% of the salespeople don't do this. And because they don't do this, they are not able to sell. Okay. For example, when I used to do in 2006, 2007, 2008, I used to do a lot of college training for students on how to get selected in an interview. So I used to ask them, when does the interview begin? And somebody will say when we enter the room, somebody will say when we go there, etc. But my answer will be the interview starts even before you dress, because the dress you select is for that interview. Are you with me? How many of you agree with that? Yes. Same thing, selling starts even before you go and meet a customer, because you have to do pre-sale. And again, in pre-sale, I don't know whether, no. Okay, in pre-sale, there are 3 things which we'll cover. One is preparation, another is positive expectation, and 3 is prospecting. So somebody wrote prospecting. Yes, that is one of the steps, but there are 3 things. Okay, preparation, positive expectation, and prospecting. Okay, let's go to A. What does A stand for? A stands for approach. Okay, that is, how do you approach the prospect, whether it is outbound call or incoming call? Because the purpose of approach is to fix an appointment. And most of the time, the approach is done either through a cold call or through a warm call or through the phone or through the email, but the purpose is to fix an appointment. So approach. And this is where your sales success begins or loses. Because assuming for a minute, you cannot even get an appointment. Can you make a sale? Can you make a sale if you are not able to get an appointment? You have got a great product, you have got great price, everything is fine. Customer wants it, customer is a qualified prospect, everything, but you don't have an appointment. Absolutely. Now I have a person, okay, one of my students, before coming to our training, he used to make about 13 to 14 calls to get one appointment. And out of 10 appointments, 7 prospect will not be there or they'll cancel or whatever. He used to get only 3 appointments out of 130 calls. Whereas after my training, out of every 10 appointments, out of every 10 calls, he used to get 7 appointments. And out of 7 appointments, out of 10 appointments, he used to be find 7 or 8 people there waiting for him. That means out of 100 calls, he was able to make almost about like 49, 50 presentations. What difference will it make to his sales? Even assuming everything else is same, but 130 calls, 7 appointments, and 100 calls, 50 appointments, how much it will affect his sales? Probability increase. Okay, it will increase at least minimum 4, 5, 6 times. Okay, next, I. Now, if you ask me out of the 7, which is the most important, I'll say I, and I stands for identifying needs and identifying problems. Now, how many of you have ever been to a doctor, either for yourself or somebody else, maybe your friend, maybe your family? Ever been to a doctor? Just say DR, doctor. If you have ever been to a doctor, just say doctor. Right. Now, when you go to a doctor, and as soon as you go and sit down and say, I have a headache, does he immediately start giving you a prescription, or does he do diagnosis? Does he diagnose, or does he straight away give you prescription? Diagnosis. Okay. But suppose, imagine for a minute, this doctor, you go to a doctor, he doesn't do any diagnosis. You say, I have headache, and immediately he says a prescription, and he writes the prescription. He says, next door is my shop, go and buy. Will you buy? How many of you will buy? No, absolutely. But that's exactly what we are doing as salespeople or business owners. We are prescribing without diagnosis. How many of you agree with what I'm saying? If you agree, just say T for true. Agreed. Okay, agreed is also okay. And that is why we are not able to make a sale. Because the customer doesn't feel that you understand his problem. I'll teach you within 5, 7, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, you will understand what their problems are. And even more important is they will understand that you understand. And then making a sale will be easier. How many of you say yes? Yes or no? If you for example, you have gone to buy something, and if you feel that the salesperson understands what you need, will your chances of buying go up? Yes or no? I can see 1, 2, 3 yeses already. All right. Yeah. So I'll teach you how to do that. Then D stands for demonstrate solutions. Okay. Somebody says, Deepji says, no, I don't know why. Okay. We don't have time to go into the details, but demonstrate solution. Okay. So when you're making a presentation, your presentation has to make customers' desire into a burning desire. I'll teach you some of the secrets of presentation to make your customer ready to buy even before knowing the price. And then A. Anybody can guess what is A? Second A? First A was approach, second A? Any guesses? Ability, okay. Ask for the order. We also call it, in sales language, we call it closing. Now, this is where many salespeople lose. They don't have the courage. They don't have the guts to ask for the order. They are waiting for the customer to ask to give them the order. And if you're doing that, you will wait for a long time, because as far as possible, nobody wants to take out the money unless it's a life and death. And most of the buying decisions are not life and death. They are important, but they are not life and death. And the customer will try to postpone it as much as they can. So you have to ask for the order. C stands for clarify doubts or handle objections. Now, many people ask me, but Mr. Yetraj, don't you think that should come before asking for the order? And my answer is no. Yeah, if you don't ask, your efforts will go to a waste. Absolutely right, Dr. Sripati. So many people ask me, don't you think handle objection should come before closing? And my answer is no. Why? Because until you ask for the order, they have no objections. As you are making the presentation, oh, okay, very good. Yeah. So, do you like it? Yes, I like it. This will help me your problem. Yes. Until you ask for the order, they don't have a doubt. Only when you say, so would you like to buy this? Oh, let me think about it. I'll get back to you. I'll let you know, etc., etc. All of those things happen only when you try to close. You do alternate close, reference close if you do not have guts. Okay. All right. Fantastic, Priyadarshiji. Okay. So you have to learn how to handle objections. And last but not the least is sell seal, and service. So these are the 7 steps. Okay. I wish we had a lot more time, but I'm already 11 minutes late. I was supposed to finish by 5. And I hope, how many of you have found this useful so far? Give me a number between 1 to 10. How did you? 1 means, okay, time pass. 10 means absolutely awesome. I got a lot of value. 9, 8, 9, 9, 10. Great, great, great. Fantastic, fantastic. 9, 9. Awesome, awesome. Okay, later on, I would love, I'm going to put my number here, and I would like you to send me a WhatsApp message sharing what did you like about. Yeah, waiting to learn more. Sure. Just give me a second. I'm going to type my number. This is my WhatsApp number. Okay, I'd love to get your response. Okay, along with the number also, what were 1 or 2 takeaways or 3 takeaways? And right now, I would like to hand it over to Shankarji. Over to you, Shankarji.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for this.
Sorry for 11 minutes delayed.
No, I know I could not resist I wanted to ask that because and give a time check, but I don't want to disturb the flow. So thank you for this wonderful session. And in the satisfaction score, what has been given by each of the participants, that talks about the content and the delivery what you earn. Thank you so much, sir, once again for coming to us and addressing this audience. Really, really appreciate. So since, as you rightly mentioned, we are running out of time, but with your permission, if we can ask 1 or 2 questions, we have some questions which we have received beforehand. And I would also request if you can take a few questions from the audience directly.
Absolutely. Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, Shivaram sir, over to you. While Shivaram sir is coming up, from the audience participant, if you would like to ask any question, I can unmute. Just say, I can.
I think we can go the other way around, Shankarji. Let's first get it from Sripatiji, and then, because once we open it to the audience, we will not have control.
Right. Okay, Shivaram sir, over to you.
Shivaram, you have to unmute Shivaramji.
Right.
Shankarji, you have to unmute Shivaramji.
Right. Yeah, I forgot that.
Jayalakshmi, is this Jayalakshmi from Coimbatore?
Shivaram sir, are you able to?
Yeah, I think I'm audible.
Yes.
Thank you, Shankarji. Thanks a lot, Yatiraj sir. It was actually such a wonderful, hearing you telling us about the selling techniques and also the differences of marketing and selling. The profit and loss account, the right side and the left side. You have answered many of the questions which are there in the mind of many people. I don't think there are many questions which are there, but still there are a few questions which I would like to just, your guidance and advice on those particular questions.
Sure.
Academically, I'm just thinking that, the marketing expenses, which is on the left-hand side, it is an expense, and on the right-hand side, the sales is the income which is there, and the sales is what is running the particular whole thing. So do you feel that marketing expenses are necessary and thereafter the sales happen, and marketing expenses basically is an investment where the future benefits are factored into, and it is booked in the accounting as an expense in that particular year, but actually the what you call benefit accrues over a period of many years. So this was the first thing which came into my mind, that is it an investment and is it necessary first, and then only the sales can happen? That was the first question.
Okay. First of all, great question. Absolutely great question. And my answer is yes, it is an investment. Okay. And it is necessary, but after. So, if you ask me between sales and marketing, what comes first? If it's a huge company, if you're looking for a company with a few crores of investment, probably the marketing will come first. But if you are MSME, especially MS, okay, micro or small, then the sales has to come first, because unless you know how to see, let's understand, marketing creates prospects. Sales converts those prospects into customers. Now, if you have a low budget and if you don't have sales happening, then you will not have the cash flow. But if you have budget, and marketing requires huge budget, it's not possible to do marketing on a small budget. Okay, whereas sales normally doesn't require any much of an expense. The expenses are much, much less. So if you're looking at establishing a big company, you have a big investment, then yes, I would suggest you should start with marketing. But even before there also, even before you start with marketing, you should make sure that you have the ability to convert those prospects into customers. I have one potential client and they have more than 24,000 leads. But out of 24,000 leads, in almost about 8 months, they were able to convert only 22 people. 22 out of 24,000. Do you think they will ever make profit? Hello?
Right.
Anybody would like to answer? You can answer in the chat box. Do you think they will ever make profit? Out of 24,000, if they cannot even convert 2,400, then what is the point of having marketing? Their marketing is very strong.
That means the
your
marketing
Yeah.
is able to assess the needs of the customer.
No, Shivramji, I'm not able to hear you.
I'm saying that it may be that the marketing's efforts is not in the direction and is not able to get to feel the pulse and need of the customer, and therefore whatever activities are or visibility they are trying to picture is not in consonance with whatever the product which is coming out. Probably that may be the reason why the leads are not getting converted. The hit ratio is very low because of that, probably.
Yeah,
That's the reason.
I agree. I agree. Because I have met their
It's a
sales team.
wonderful.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. I was just saying that you have very clearly explained the marketing as an investment and what are the needs which are required. I was just trying to understand, because when we talk about marketing, huge marketing expenses are there for B2B company. In a B2B environment, I was just thinking about a situation. Suppose there's a company who is into the B2B business and they have been gradually growing the domestic market. They are confident and of their capabilities and the product, and the company then thinks about venturing into an export market. Okay. The B2B segment, the export customers already have suppliers, and they also have validated those supplier factories, because B2B normally happens when you validate the whole particular. Okay, and the processes are validated, regulatory compliances are done, they do the audit, and they also regularly every year or every 2 years, they keep visiting those particular suppliers' places to audit and revalidate the processes and chemical compliances and other things. The Indian company now, he wants to have a share in the market, in the export market in that particular company. The question that the Indian company can give, the question which is asked, can they give high quality product? Can they give delivery on time, etc.? This may not be convincing to the export customer, because they are already getting it from somebody and they are dealing with them because all these things are there. So what is the approach to be taken by the sales executive in such a scenario? And how can he get the customer accept this product? Okay, what action is required, in this scenario? So, what actions company should be taking at the factory level or the product level to attract the customer, and what should be done by the salesperson, and how it should be converted into an opportunity, and we are able to get a share in the customer, which is a B2B company. So this is a situation which I thought about. So how do we because marketing and sales, everything is mixed into this.
Right. So see, again, that's a very, very important question. And it does not have a single answer, because we'll have to really go deep into understanding how does their product compare with the existing product. And then we have to understand how we are going to pitch that product. Because remember, today, the product difference is comparatively very little between one product and another product. True or false?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so the difference is more of selling skills. Okay, see, there's a beautiful quote. If two people are selling the same product at the same price, we normally buy from a person whom we like more. I'll repeat that one more time. Those of you who want to write it down, you can write it down. If two people are selling the same product at the same price, we normally buy from the one whom we like more. How many of you agree with that?
I agree, sir.
Okay,
Fully
so yes. So Shivramji, assuming you're already buying some item from one person, and I want to now make you my customer, the first thing I have to do is I have to make you like me.
True.
Now, your liking me is not enough if I'm talking about a high value product. If I'm talking about a low value product, 500,000, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, maybe like is enough. But if we are talking about something which is going to cost you 50,000, 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs, then like is not enough. You have to be able to trust me. True or false?
True, sir. True. Very true.
Because wherever you are already buying, you already trust them to some extent. Now, you have to trust me even more than them.
Correct.
So you have to learn how, I have to learn how to make you to like me, and I have to, how to make you to trust me.
Right.
If I am able to get both those things, and my product is good, and my product is, economical, and my product, is high quality, then there is a possibility that I'll be able to win your account.
Great answer. So I got it, because this one answer is that if everything is equal, then I have to be, try an interaction where the customer starts getting what we call preferring me instead of the other person. He starts trusting me because of my communication, because of the honesty, because of it, whatever it is, that so that I develop a rapport, and then I get into the whole particular process.
Perfect.
So I talk about convincing him. That's what you're saying.
Right. Rapport building is more important than convincing in the beginning.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, sir. So I think.
By the way, just 1 second. Okay, let's ask the audience. How many of you agree with what I said and what Shivramji said? If you just agree, just say A for agree. Yes, over to you, Shivramji.
Yeah, I would request the audience now to, a few questions if they have, they can ask. Shankarji, can you take off?
Yes, one question from Dr. Sripati. Sripati sir, go ahead. I have to unmute.
You have to unmute yourself, Dr. Sripati, or Shankarji has to unmute you.
Yeah, I will do that right now. So the question is, what is a proactive sales? So that is the question. Let me unmute meanwhile.
Yeah, before I go to that, I want to say hi to Purushottamji. Purushottamji is also from Jaipur, and old friend of mine, and I'm glad to see him here. How are you, Purushottamji? Yes, over to Dr. Sripati.
Yes, sir. I had typically 3 questions. One is, what is proactive sales? Number 1. Number 2 is that people talk about overselling and underselling. What is this?
Okay. Third question, or this is?
No, overselling and underselling.
Okay, fine. So let me first.
Proactive sales?
Yeah. So let me first start with proactive selling. Proactive selling is where you take the initiative. For example, can you think of anybody who doesn't need insurance?
No, everybody needs.
Everybody needs insurance. But 99% of, or even more than 99% of people will never go and buy insurance. The insurance salesman, insurance agent has to start the selling. So that is called proactive selling. Now, most of the things what we need, we rarely go and buy. Somebody has to come to us, unless it is something we are using every day, like, soap and tea and, all this thing everyday use. Yes, we go out and buy. But most of the new things, for example, broadband. Okay. How many people would have really gone out and brought broadband in the beginning? Today, we understand the importance of broadband. You have seen broadband with Shankar sir, and you have seen with Sivaram sir, and you have seen with Prasadji sir, and we have seen with Priyadarshi sir, and all that. And now you will probably go and buy a broadband because you say, okay, I need a broadband. But even today, most of the people have to be sold broadband. So it is called proactive selling. Did I answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. As far as overselling is, underselling is concerned, that is, see, underselling is more common than overselling, except with people who are not ethical. unethical salespeople, they will always try to oversell. That means, for example, again, let's use broadband because we are talking about that right now. Okay, so maybe for you, a broadband with a speed of 25 Mbps is enough, but a salesperson, he will try to sell you a 50 Mbps or 100 Mbps. Am I clear?
Yeah, more than what is required by the
More
customer.
than what is required, because obviously if he sells a higher broadband, he will charge you more.
Yeah.
So very few people, they will give you the right thing. Okay, so that is called overselling. Underselling is you actually need 50 Mbps, but I'm trying to sell you 30 Mbps because I think you will not be, because I know if I tell you 50 Mbps, you will say, no, it's too expensive. So that is called underselling.
So both sides of the exact need unnecessarily are.
Yes. And many times because the salesperson doesn't even know what the prospect really needs. He just knows, that he needs a broadband, but he has not gone into deep, why you will be using the broadband. For example, I need higher speed because I'm doing this webinars. Now, 90% of the people don't need this kind of speed if they are not doing webinar, because attending the webinar, you need a lower broadband. Being the speaker, you need a higher broadband. Did I answer your question, Dr.
So, yeah, very much. And then that is where your I part in your paid accounts, I think, plays a very, very important,
Very important
role.
If you ask me, that is the most
important. The exact need, not the just general need of the customer.
Yes. And if you can do that right, 70 to 80% of times you'll be able to make a sale. If the prospect is qualified.
Yeah, that means if the I is acted upon properly, if you are able to identify the need exactly and understand the need of the customer, then all the other things become very, very easy for you.
Very
the
true.
other, the demonstration, this one, asking for an order, everything will become easier for you.
Very true. By the way, participants, how many of you agree with that? If you agree with that, you can put A, because I can see the last A is by Tushar. After that, anybody types A, I know it's for this. I know it's after this, for this. All right, over to you, Shankarji. Anybody else? Any other questions?
Thank you for wonderful answers. And being a Sunday, once again, I would like to thank all the participants and respect their time. And sir, I have one request. So, we didn't get a chance to ask many questions. Maybe with your permission, we will do a formal closure of this event because we are just 5:30. But we still have, out of 31 participants, we have still 23 participants. And if your time permit, if you and plus a participant, if they have a question, stay back. I would request you to stay back and take a couple of more questions so that I'm not holding back anyone. So
sure. But before that, would you like us to share with them what is the offer we have put together?
Yes, please go ahead, sir.
Okay, so before we went to the question answer session, I asked how many of you like to learn more, and there were too many people who said yes. So let me tell you, with the support of MSME, okay, we have worked out a proposal where we can help you to learn more. Let me show you what we have got for you, and you can decide if this is going to be good for you or not. And just give me a second. Let me get my chat on. All right. Okay. Now, we have already covered the 7 steps, but there are also something called beliefs about selling. Okay, for example, salespeople are born, salespeople should be smooth talkers, good salesperson should be able to sell anything, great salesperson can make people buy what they don't need and people don't want to buy, etc., etc. So these are some of the beliefs. Then we have got something called difference between normal selling and creative selling. Okay, so, this is about me. You already know, I don't have to tell you. Okay, but just formally, okay, that I started selling when actually I was about 11 years old. Okay, when I was in high school, because I come from a lower middle class family and I never got any pocket money. So, when I was in primary school, it didn't make much of a difference. But when I came to high school, I saw that almost all of my friends, they had pocket money, but I never got any pocket money. So I used to feel bad. I used to feel sad. And I was thinking what to do. Now, luckily, I had an uncle who had a stationery shop. And in the school, everybody needs pen, pencil, eraser, sharpener, etc., notebooks and all. So I used to get it from my uncle's shop and give it to them. And I used to make 1 paisa, 2 paisa, and I was really happy. And as I grew up, I did my graduation from BITS Pilani. Okay, how many of you have heard about BITS Pilani? Anybody here from BITS Pilani? Or anybody knows anybody from BITS Pilani? Okay, so as I graduated from BITS Pilani, I had a choice of any job I wanted, but I chose sales. Why? Because I loved selling. As I said, Dad was from BITS, fantastic Lokesh. So so I got into sales by choice. So formally, I got into sales in 1977. Okay, as soon as I passed out, I have written only one application in my whole life. That was my first and last application. I got a job in Procter & Gamble. That time it was known as Richardson Hindustan. Now it's known as Procter & Gamble. So in my first application, I got the job. Why? Because most people don't like sales, right? Okay. So because I was, I was ready to go into sales, and I was from BITS Pilani. So it was very, very easy for me to get a job. And from that time till today, I have always been in sales. 1982, I was with BITS. I was with Richardson Hindustan for 5 years. In 1982, I started my own business because I was in selling and I was very successful. Okay, that time I did not know that I did not know selling. I was very successful, not because of my talent, not because of my skills, but because Procter & Gamble, which is Richardson Hindustan, was very famous. They were, making this Vicks. So my job was to go to medical shops and sell. And it was very, very easy. I used to work very hard and it was very easy. So I thought I can start my own business. 1982, I started my own business. I failed miserably. For 7 years, I was in my own business and I did almost about 4 or 5 businesses. I failed and failed and failed. Okay. In 1989, first time I learned selling. I attended a sales training. Okay. And after that, I have never looked back. So again, 1989 to 1993, I was with this company, okay, where I got my training. And 93, I started my own sales training institute because I understood the importance of sales training. And that was the time when the market was opening. Until 1992, 93, India was a closed economy. 93, we were opening up. So the competition was increasing and my sales training, went off very, very well. In fact, that time we were one of the 3 companies in the whole of Tamil Nadu who were into sales training. Okay, one was, what is that here? National Institute, NIS, National Institute of Sales. Another was YA Training, another was another company, and we were doing very well. And as already Shankarji told you, I have trained almost about 2,60,70,000 people in the last 27 years. And that's about me. Okay, now here is our mission and vision, and that is make businesses profitable. And I have put together keys to sales. It's a 3-hour session where we'll talk about 5 beliefs about selling. We'll talk about 7 differences between normal sales and creative sales. And we will go deeper of the 7 steps of proven success. Paid accounts. You remember paid accounts? We will go deeper into the paid accounts. Okay. So this 3-hour session is actually worth more than 14,999, but we are going to offer this to you only at 1,499. Who is excited? Who is excited? It's a result-oriented program. Definitely, you'll be able to see the results if you put into practice. If you're excited, just say E. Okay. Yeah, okay. Me is also okay. E is also okay. Prashad Rao, okay. Who else? Who else? And Shankarji, you can type your GPay or bank account details. Okay, Shibu says yes. Great, great, great. Fantastic. I want to make a special offer. Okay, by the way, Lokesh has attended our full program. Lokesh, can you, Shankarji, can you unmute Lokesh?
Sure.
Lokesh, are you unmuted? See if you can unmute yourself. Lokesh, are you there?
Lokesh, you can ask now.
Okay, see if Purushottam ji is there. Purushottam Khandelwal. Is he there? Okay, all right. All right, so congratulations, those of you said yes. I have a special offer for you. But before that, let me show you two feedbacks. This is Srividya. She is also a MSME. And she says, great news from our news side. One of our customers have expressed interest in having our company listed on their website. Growth partner. We have been helping our customer for 4 months. I owe Yatiraji for referral for reiterating the facets of customer service. But this is one of my favorite. Okay, this is Poonam Jain. Even yesterday, I got a message from her. Good morning, all. Thanks for all your wishes. What Yatiji taught us in the 3x your sales, I implemented a few of those points. And I got 20 people registered for my online event and 2 people for my one-to-one coaching. Now, this girl, Poonam, she has been doing lot of webinars. And in 9 webinars, she did not get even one single customer. Then she attended my training program, and within 2 days, she got 22 customers. 20 people paying her $9.99, 2 people paying her $21,999. So almost about 65,900 something, 66,000 she made in 2 days. Now she works in a company and her salary is less than 30,000. But in 2-hour webinar, she made 66,000 rupees because of the training, and you can see her feedback. So what I have done because of Shankarji, and this is for MSME special 999. So Shankarji, can you please type your details here?
Yes.
Where people can transfer the amount. Okay, so this is for MSME Knowledge Forum. And here is one more. This is one of my most favorite. This lady, she has been trying to get some coaching clients for many months. And and after she attended my training, within 6 or 7 days, she got her first customer, $2,000 US. And it's almost 100% profit. Almost 100% profit. $2,000 US within 3 months. I was trying to crack this type of deal for a long time, but something was missing. After the class, I could fine tune my presentation and gave just 3 to 4 presentations and one cracked. Thanks, Yatiji, to help me fine tune it. Okay. And this is another person, Mandar. Okay. He attended another program, which was a 2 full-day program. And he says, after 9 hours, I thought it still should go on. This is another gentleman, Ganesh Ji, who says, these are my aha moments. You made it into a real science by explaining how we prepare, whichever stage we have a problem, correction need to happen in earlier stage, etc., etc. Okay. This is another gentleman from Trichy. And he says, yesterday's session was awesome. You clearly and emphatically informed that sales is a noble profession and it requires proper training. Okay. So if you have any questions, you can feel free to ask. And, you know, I really love, okay, by the way, these are my contact details. If you want to contact me, any of these forums, you can take a screenshot of this and I'd love to connect with all of you. You know, on my Facebook and LinkedIn, every day I post 2 posts. Every single day, there'll be 2 posts. One will be for general life. One will be related to sales. Okay. And YouTube, we have got more than 150 videos on YouTube and my website in case you want. And in case you are yet to make a payment, and I hope you have not yet made a payment, the training will be 1 day, Suryanarayanji. It'll be for 3 hours. Okay. And yeah, if you are one of the paid participants, you will get the recording also. Okay. So here is a special offer, and I really want to, I don't know whether I want to thank Shankarji or I want to, you know, kind of, because he has really twisted my hand, and only for today, he has made it into 799 for fast action takers, 799. Okay, it's a 3-hour session, Suryanarayanji and everybody. Okay, Shankarji, you can put your GPay or Paytm number one more time. Okay, and also put your number. I already have my number. Okay, and Shankarji, you can also type your number. So anybody wants to get in touch.
So, Yetraj sir, I took the liberty. One, good that you are offering the same amount what you offered for another set of people who had attended the session from MSME. So I
Right.
took the liberty of offering it at
I
799.
honestly, I didn't want to go below 999, but it's only
Right.
because of you we have gone to 799.
So while giving the bank detail and Google Pay, I already mentioned it. That is the detail which I had given for the previous batch. So I've shared that detail, and thanks for agreeing for 799. And so I would request a participant, those who are interested. So we have planned one session along with Yetraj sir
On 25th. The program is on 25th December. I don't think we have credit card option. Okay, credit card means we'll have to go for GST. There will be an 18% extra GST. So if that is okay with you, I can share you the link afterwards.
So that is another thing which I have discussed it just to make it, because instead of adding another 18%, I have agreed between me and Yetraj sir, I have agreed that I will accept the payment and pass it on to sir, and without GST, because it is including GST, it is 799. If you can transfer the amount to the
No,
Google
it's
Pay.
not including GST. It is 799. There's no GST.
Yeah, no GST. Yeah, exactly. That is the right.
Okay, if you want GST, then it'll be 799 plus GST, and we'll give you a GST invoice. Because YA training is registered with GST, so we can give you a GST invoice. So if you like, and there you have a possibility to pay through credit card also. Otherwise, if you're going to pay without GST, then it has to be either bank transfer or Paytm, and you have GPay also. Shankarji, you have GPay, Google Pay?
Yes. The number which I have given, which has a GPay.
Can you please type the number one more time?
Yeah, I'm doing it.
And we already have almost about 15 people registered. Okay, and we are looking for 5 more. After next 5 people, it will be 999.
The session is on 25th of December between 4 to 7 p.m.
4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Yes.
Yeah, 4 to 7 p.m.
Yes, you can do IMPS, Prashadji.
Yes.
IMPS will be the same number, right, Shankarji?
Yes. I'm posting the details once again, which has all the details.
Yeah.
The account detail is there on the top.
You
Mr.
don't need the
Shibu?
account details. I think for IMPS, you just need the phone number.
Right.
And you can message to Shankarji, and he can send you the account details even in your personal WhatsApp. Okay.
So the participants who are, sir, I'll take one more second.
Yeah,
See,
I'm
so
going to
those-
open it to all the participants to ask any questions they have.
So those who are making the payment, please send me the screenshot. It is easy to identify along with your mobile number, so that I will add. We already created one WhatsApp group for the 15 people already registered, which sir has mentioned. So I will add you to that particular group. So I request you to please confirm the payment and plus send me the screenshot along with your mobile number.
All right. And now it's open to everybody. I'm going to unmute. I'm going to give an opportunity to everybody to unmute themselves and share, ask any question you have. And feel free to ask. Don't worry about how I will feel. You can feel free to ask any question you have. Yes, all of you have an option to unmute yourself and ask.
Good evening.
Very good evening, Shrinanji.
And trading is a continuous process as per Tendulkar.
Absolutely.
Yes. And you have any other programs?
Oh,
I'm
yes.
fond of-
We have. Yes.
Can you pass on to this? What are the programs you are conducting?
Sure.
Which website I can see that, or any Facebook?
I'll do that, Shrinanji. You just send me a message on my personal number and
Yes.
I'll share it with you.
Thank you very much.
I can see Anusha and Tushar from the last session. Would you like to unmute yourself and share anything, Anusha and Tushar? And I had a chance to speak to both of them one-on-one.
Yes, sir. I'm
Yes,
here.
Anusha.
So I'm looking forward for your session. So waiting eagerly.
Yes. Even I'm waiting 25th. 5 more days, 4 more days. Anybody else? Any questions?
Sir, I had a different question altogether, kind of. By your experience, how difficult it is to sell to the government agencies, or are there any kind of special tactics which can be used, either, trying to, I don't know, I'm not very sure whether to play upon the customer's weaknesses or something like that. Not the unethical way I don't like. But then unethical, without using unethical ways, are there any good tactics for selling to the government agencies as such?
See, that depends
Only
on,
way actually, I know.
okay,
Yes, good.
that depends more on the buyer. If the buying officer is on the same level where they are not expecting anything unethical. And my guess, again, I have not really gone deep into government selling, because earlier I knew there is very less of skills or attitude. It was more of, underhand dealing. And I'm one person who doesn't like, I don't want anything, as soon as I passed out from my college, I was offered a government job, but the salary was 300 and the income was more than 3,000. I'm talking about way back in 77, where 3,000 was a lot of money. Okay, but 300 that time also was not big money. Okay, so but the salary was only 300 and the underhand dealing I'll get 3,000, and I said no. Okay, so that is why, underhand dealing. But I think now the situation has changed. Now there's more genuine. Okay, so one of my mentee, okay, he has got very good government dealings. I guided him and he has been doing very good business. But right now I don't specialize in government selling. But any other selling, whether it is selling to a B2B, B2C, everywhere these techniques will work.
I think most of the government agencies now have gone digital. I think you'll have to give a quote online to avoid all these unethical ways and things like that, I think. Yeah.
But in spite of the quote and other things, okay, you also need selling skills, because the decisions are not made purely on the tenders.
Yeah, I know. Open tenders are there. Second bidding is there. You have to go and negotiate. Yeah.
Negotiation is also one part, but even, showing your product and, explaining your product is also required.
Sir, with permission from all, we are already almost 20 minutes overshooted. So with the permission from both of you, we will do a formal closure, and those who would like to stay back, we can just continue.
We can always request.
So over to you, Sripati sir, and I would request to give a formal vote of thanks, and our speaker Ethiraj sir deserves a big round of applause from everyone.
Yes. Sir, thank you very much. And I just wanted to give one or two examples from my own practical experience also. I was heading a very leading computer company in India as such, as a factory manager. A lot of times we used to produce, and then our FG always used to be full. Our biggest headache at the end of the month was giving a report to how many systems are remaining and things like that in the finished goods warehouse to the central excise department. They always used to come and say, "Oh, you got so much of so." That means that he used to plan for his, income as such, in terms of the central excise duties which we are going to pay. So many times we used to put the blame practically, which was very much true, on the salespeople, as you people are not selling at all. They used to give hundreds of reasons. Then ultimately what we did is that all the salespeople, please come to the factory. If you have any problems with the factory and operations or quality and things like that, we are prepared to, solve it for you. But then we ultimately need the sales. So definitely, this gave a lot of this one to the sales guys. And then the sales guys prepared their own plans and sales.
Excuse me.
And we were able to.
Just 1 second. 1 second. Suryanji, just give us 1 minute before we come to you. Just 1 minute. Yes, Sripati ji.
So that is what, because what I was trying to tell you is that even in bigger companies also, particularly during the startup of the big company which where I was working to. Okay, today it's a multi-billion-dollar company. Many of you may know it's an IT company as such. But when they started with their hardware, I was heading the factory. We used to have a lot of problems with sales. FGs were always full, always full. So ultimately, you know, salespeople, we had to motivate them, call them, and then ask them to sell. Then only we could really, you know, what I was trying to tell you is that, you know, sales is so important, so important. Having produced a big product, our quality used to be very, very good with that company as such. Sales was very weak. Okay. So definitely, you know, sales becomes a backbone, as you said, for this one. And all I would say is that, you know, you need a very big applause, Itiraj, because in such a short time, you're able to really, you know, impress upon people, not impress upon people, tell the importance of salespeople as such. Thank you very much, sir. You definitely need a very big applause. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much. Yeah, now
Thanks for all-
anybody can speak. Yes, Suryananji, yes.
Sir, now I paid the Google Pay. The
Okay.
name has come Shankar. How to send the screenshot? Which number I have to send the screenshot?
782, same number, sir. 782. I've mentioned. I've already received one payment. Not sure it is from you, but
Yes.
you can send the screenshot to 782. You can make it note. 782
Okay.
9.
I will send now. I will send.
Please type the number once again, Shankarji.
Sir, yeah, I've already. Yeah. So it is Mr. Shibu. Yeah. See, that is why there is a
Type-
confusion.
Type the number once more. Type the number once more.
Sir, please make a note of this number and send me this screenshot. So I've already received one. Yes, so I have received two payments. Yes, it is from Mr. Shibu as well as from Mr. Suryanarayan. Thank you.
Yes.
We've got 3 more seats left for 799. If you have any question, you can ask. I promise you the 799 will get you at least 79,000.
Number
The participant, I confirm you've received a payment from.
Priyadarshi, I have heard a lot about you from Shankarji. Is it possible for you to unmute yourself?
Hello, auto. Hello, auto.
Priyadarshi ji, are you there? Okay, if anybody has question, let's continue. Otherwise, let's call it a day.
Yeah, Priyadarshi is still there and he's unmuted also.
Yeah, now he's online.
Yes,
Yeah,
we are not able to hear you clearly, but we can just get some sound.
Yeah, I'm there, very much there, sir.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Now it's okay.
So I heard a lot about you from Shankarji.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So I'd love to have your feedback. How did you like today's program?
It was good. I think I got a couple of good points, and I was requesting Mr. Shankar if he could share the presentation, because I came from my hometown and I was in a bad shape, and therefore I would request this presentation, 1 or 2 points which was very good, which is because see, I am largely a sales guy. I've spent sales and marketing also, 2.5 years marketing, but largely business and all that. So it was a good thing. I could get a couple of good points for enhancing sales. So that was good. Yeah.
Super. Are you from Calcutta by any chance?
No, sir. I am from a town next to Ranchi. You don't know.
Acha.
Hazaribagh is the name of the.
Are Hazaribagh, I
But I
was
have
there,
studied
Baba.
in-
What do you mean by you? I don't know Hazaribagh. My
Yeah,
life started.
I have,
My life started at Muzaffarpur. So Muzaffarpur,
oh my
Bhagalpur,
God, oh my
Hazaribagh.
God. So you know, yeah, I have studied in BIT. I have studied in BIT, but not in BITS. BIT Mesra Ranchi.
Okay, BIT Misra. Okay, I know BIT. Okay, 3 years I was in Bihar. My first headquarter was Muzaffarpur, then Bhagalpur, then Dhanbad.
Wow. So you know all
So-
the places.
So I know Bhagalpur,
It has changed a
Hazaribagh.
lot.
Huh? Jharia.
Great meeting you, sir. I will be connected.
Pleasure. I've shared my number already with you, Priyadarshi ji, on this thing.
I'll take it, and I will go through the courses, and I'll definitely like to attend one or two courses which is of more value to me.
Sure.
Which to offer. So I will take the menu from the entire details from Mr. Shankar, and then whatever I would like to choose, I will choose, and then I will join one of the courses, and I would see to learn some more things. So one of the question was institutional business. The government question was asked by a gentleman, and that is one area of concern to me also, because largely unethical practices. So it's the largest corporation. I'm talking about the government CSD, CC. They do a turnover of 17,000 crores. And,
70?
There is a lot of underhand dealings. 17,000 crores.
70,000.
That's the turnover. That's the purchase. Not in the arms and ammunition. This is just for their consumption. This is just for their eating, well-being. Liquor is 40%. So there's a lot of FMCG is big. So there, I face particularly a lot of difficulty, and even after appointing agents, because I do not allow anything to be given off just like that. So that is one area of concern, and there are a lot of gatekeepers at every stage of the business. So it was an interesting session, sir, and I would look forward to join one of the sessions which you conduct later on.
Sure.
Thank you, sir.
Shibuji, can you unmute yourself? Shibu?
Hello.
Yes, Shibuji.
Yeah.
Can you introduce yourself? I know you have already joined, so would love to know a little bit more about you.
I am Shibu. I call from Kerala, Trivandrum.
Okay.
Actually, I'm
All right.
Okay.
I've been to Trivandrum 4 or 5 times, but I have been to Cochin, I don't know, maybe about 150 to 70 times, 100 times, I don't know. Cochin and Palghat, I have been very many times.
Very good.
So what do you do, Shibu?
I'm running a financial company.
Paid the amount, Prasad Rao.
Yes, I saw that.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Prasad Rao. Sorry.
Yes, over to you, Shibuji. And then I want to talk to Surinanji also.
Okay.
It is a wonderful and great speech you have given. It is highly helpful. Wish you all the best. I already joined.
Yeah, I know that. I know that. That is why I wanted to know what you do.
See you. Great to see you. Many more programs in the WhatsApp group which you are creating. Mention your books, your other programs which we want to be have on a long time till our last breath. As Sachin Tendulkar rightly told, till the last date of retirement, we need a training. Great to hear from you.
What do you do, Cyrus? What do you do?
I am basically an insurance professional.
Okay, great.
I got a doctorate in PM Modi schemes. I got a doctorate in research on PM Modi welfare schemes.
Super.
Pradhan Mantri Modi's welfare schemes. And basically, I want to create a great setup to the entire Tamil Nadu to make at least 10,000 entrepreneurs.
Fantastic.
On my
எனக்கு
own.
தமிழ் நல்லா தெரியும் சுரநான்ஜி சார். சுரநான் சார் எனக்கு தமிழ் நல்லா தெரியும்.
Very good, very good. அதாவது at least people know other people. தமிழ்நாட்டுல entrepreneurs ஆகணும்ட்டு ஆசை. I want to make that. I am on the project and do it through ourselves. So my aim is to make money, to distribute the money, to make everyone be happy. Great section. I have respected such a great section in my life. So God has given me a wonderful opportunity to learn from you from 4 o'clock today. Great.
Thank you.
And I want you to give a training till you are 100 years, another 35 years.
Okay. Yes. And Harishji, I think
joined.
you were, yeah.
So,
yes. Over to yeah. Go ahead. சொல்லுங்க சுரநான்ஜி.
ஒண்ணுல நீங்க வாட்ஸ்அப் குரூப் கிரியேட் பண்ணுங்க. நாங்க நிச்சயமா we learn lot of things and you can also suggest for the improving the things. Say all the best to you. All the best to you for 100 years healthy life to the MSMEs. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. Sudarshanji, I have not heard your voice at all. Sudarshan Parab something. And Shibu, you don't have to speak English. I know Tamil, I know Kannada, I don't know Malayalam. So I know Hindi. So in any language you can respond. That is fine with me. Okay. So Shankarji, shall we call it a day?
Absolutely. So we have 4 people signed up and we look forward to hear from
So
the
only
rest.
one more seat left at 799.
Right.
Hello.
Yes. Yes, Surinanji.
Vande Mataram.
Vande Mataram.
Sir, so if participants, if you don't have any questions, we will wind up. We already exceeded 35 minutes. So thanks once again, Yethraj sir, for staying back and extending this session for another 35 minutes and answering or interacting with the people. It was really wonderful, awesome session, and we look forward to see you on 25th afternoon, 4 p.m.
Sure. And yes, Shibu, it will be useful for finance company. Shibu had a question, will it be useful for finance company? So yes, it will be useful for finance company.
So,
Okay,
Mr.
thank you.
Shibu, I'm from Kerala. You can actually send me your mobile number, ping, and we will connect with you. If you have any more questions, I will try and answer it on behalf of Yethraj sir. But thanks for joining this program, and we will have a wonderful interaction with a smaller group on Friday.
Absolutely. And thank you, Anusha. I can see your message, so thank you very much. Okay, I still remember our long talk we had on the other day. Okay, so all the very best. Take care.